All right, shalom, shalom. Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakodash. All right, coming to you through the strength and the power of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm here with my father,
Hashem Yahshua.
Kankan. All right, I'm Shamaria, all right, of GMS Indiana. All right, coming at you with another lesson. Before we start the lesson, I like to give double honors to our apostles and our elders at Great Millstone who rule well. All right, and who is worthy to be accounted double honors for teaching us this truth. All right, peace and salutations to all you Akim out there, all you brothers preaching this truth throughout the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity in your hearts, all right, for the love of the gospel. All right, this lesson is going to be mainly about this destruction that America is going to see, man. America is on a fast track to destruction, all right, because the Lord said, behold, I come quickly. The Lord is not going to be slack, all right, concerning his promise, and he's going to come with his promise in hand, all right, with the crowns, with the prize and reward, you know, and these things that's happening in America are something to be to bask in, you know, because this is judgment going forth. The scripture says judgment. The scripture that says every morning the judgment of the Lord is executed, you know, roughly paraphrasing. But let me go ahead and open over the second Ezra 16. Second Ezra 16:37. I'm gonna just jump to 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bring forth her son, in 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall the plagues be slack. Even so shall the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side." Let me correct myself. I said America. Amen. These plagues are going to come upon the world. All right. When you read Revelations, it said, "For because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I shall also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world." Not just America. America's going to get destroyed by ICBM nuclear missiles, but these plagues are going to come upon all the world. All right, all the world.
Well, yeah. Let me read this. Well, you got some more?
No, I was. Okay. My point was basically, when a woman is giving birth, and those contractions come, right, she don't know when they're gonna come, right, but they come right after another, and in most cases. All right, they come more intense. The next one is more intense than the last. You know.
Well, yeah, yeah. If I can say, yeah, the players are going to come up on the world, but it's more places or more so than others because mainly where Esau's philosophy has been pushed, and other nations. Matter of fact, jump back up here in Second Ezra. I was in Second Ezra, the beginning chapter. It said, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe unto thee, Egypt, and Syria." Right? Because where the Lord is stirring up those nations in the Middle East, over there in the Battle of Jehoshaphat, is actually where it's going. The war is going to take place. But the majority of all of these lands here basically going to be destroyed. Israel is going to be wiped off the map. You know, it's going to burn. America is going to burn, but because the scripture says, you know, after all the destruction, we're actually going to be going around collecting, you know, those who don't profess, because we're going to actually be on chariots going to other nations, man. They didn't get destroyed, all right, but we're going to be subduing other nations and other people that you know, of our people too, that didn't believe. They believe and don't believe. All right? But Asia is over in the Middle East. Egypt, Babylon and Egypt. That's literally Egypt. All right? This is over there in the Middle East. Syria. All right? They said, "Gird up yourselves with cloth of sack and hair. Bewail your children." All right, because hey, this thing is not gonna have no respect of persons, man. Everybody's gonna catch it, man. Women, children, Shit, dog, cats, animals, no one's exempt, man. Everybody's gonna fucking catch hell. All right. Um. I want something else too. Go
Real
ahead,
quick.
Sam.
He said, "Beware your children." What verse was that? You said,
That's 16:2.
Kind of says, "Gird up your loins, gird up yourselves with cloth of sack." And here, beware your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. All right, now when you jump down to verse 46, and when you gird yourself up with sackcloth, that means you're in mourning, or signs of mourning. And it says, beware your children. It says, verse 2nd Ezra 16, verse 46, for strangers shall reap your fruits and spoil your goods, overthrow your houses, and take their children captives. For in the captivity and famine shall they get children. So they're going to occupy your children, man. So it says, beware your children, because the destruction is nigh at hand. You know, not just it's destruction upon everything, like my father said, man. It's destruction upon all the earth. You know, everyone's going to feel it, because this is the day of temptation. This is the day of Jacob's trouble. All right, because that day is great. It is very great. All right, let me get that. This is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. It says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. And it says that in the book of Daniel 12:1. It says, this shall be a day that is not like any day since there was a nation on the face of the earth. So it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And he is the saints of the Lord. All right, the 1/3. You know? Hey, Zephaniah, take them boots off. Take them shoes off right now. You know? You got something about?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to get 2nd Ezra 16 and 14. Let me go back to 2nd Ezra. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 14. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 14 is, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again. All right. So the plagues are sent and they shall not return, because the Lord said, who shall draw my hand back? All right. If the Lord's hand is stretched out against you, who shall turn it back? Deuteronomy said, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. There is none that can deliver out of my hand. You know, verse 15 says, the fire is kindled. Oh no, it says, let me finish that 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they have come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. All right, like as an arrow which is shot from a mighty archer returneth not backward. All right, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. All right, that's what the plays are going to be like when the archer shoot an arrow. He can't go and take the arrow back after he's already casted it. You know, so it's like this place is going to inhabit the world, man. You know, I'm gonna jump up to 13. It says, for 2nd Ezra 16:13, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. Who was his, and who was his right hand? All right, his is Yahweh, man. Yahweh, and his right hand is Yahweh Shai, his son. So strong is Yahweh Shai that bendeth the bow, because the Lord is going to put the unction in these heathens' heart. You know, strong is his right hand that bendeth bow, that he shooteth Shlakia. Strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows are sharp. The arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Now, who can shoot an arrow into the end of the world? You know, tell me that. Can anybody on the face of the earth? And the Lord is not going to shoot a literal arrow from one end to the world, from one end of the earth into the other. He's going to shoot a nuclear missile from one end of the earth into the other. And how do we know that? How do you say? Oh, how do you know it's a nuclear missile? How do you know the Lord is going to shoot a nuclear missile from one end of the earth into the other? All right, the Book of Job says a glittering arrow.
Damn, that's what I got. Job 39:23.
39:23.
Yeah. Go ahead. You want to get it?
No, I was going to get 20. Go ahead and get
Go
it.
ahead.
39:23. Go ahead.
Job 39:20. Yeah, 39:23. He said, "The quiver rattleth against him, the glittering spear and the shield. He swalloweth he swalloweth the ground with fierceness and rage. Neither believeth he that it is the sound." No, that's not it. Hold on.
It's on 20.
I think it is 20.
Come on through. 20 and 19.
Yeah, I'm there. This is Job 20 and 19. Okay. Yeah, this is Job 20 and 19. Well,
It's on 18.
I can start. Yeah, let's start at 18. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. The power layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know. He shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty.
Where you at?
It's 21 now.
Oh,
21.
I thought you started at 18.
Yeah, I did. 20 and 18.
20 and 18.
No, that wasn't 20.
No.
That was 21. Slucky. Okay, 20 and 18. He said, that which he labored for shall he restore, and swallow it down according to his substance. All right, shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. 19, because he hath oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away a house which he built not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save. He shall not save of that which he desired. Verse 21. There shall none of his meat be left therefore shall no man look for his goods. In his fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Okay.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Go in your room. When he is about to fill his belly, the power shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rank.
God, that was my nephew. All right. Like I said, he said when he was about to fill his belly. Verse 23. All right, let me go to 21. Job 20 and 21. There shall none of his meat be left. There shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Man, these other heathens are gonna overturn this Edomite, man. You know, these Rothschilds, the ones that sit on the high seats. You know, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, when these elites are finally going to fulfill their plans, all right, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right, so while he is gaining, while he is getting ready to fulfill the plans of his heart, all right, while these elites are getting ready to actually fulfill their agenda, you know, the Lord is gonna disappoint him. You know, it says he shall flee from the iron weapon. All right, and how he's gonna flee from the iron weapon? He's gonna go into these bunkers. All right, he's gonna go into these space stations. He's going to try to flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. All right, so he's gonna die by these nuclear ICBM missiles, man. All right. And what is the bow of steel? The bow of steel is the nuclear missiles. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, and a glittering sword cometh out of the gall. Terrors are upon him. All right, when it is drawn and cometh out of the body, it is held in those silos, man, under the ground. All right, when it's drawn and cometh out of the body, it says, and the glittering sword cometh out of this gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So it shall be ill with him. He thinking it's going to be sweet because it's finally going to get what he's so long for, all right, to come in fruition, but it's going to be terror. It says, heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. All right, because he's going to lose all his substance. This is the portion of the wicked man from Yahweh, the heritage appointed unto him by God. And these are prophecies, man, because let me read that the last verse. This is Job 20:29. This is the portion of the wicked man from Yahweh. This is the portion from Yahweh who have reserved him. All right. And when you read Job 14, it says his days are determined, or that he cannot pass. It says this is the portion of the wicked man from Yahweh. That's the portion. He cannot pass the bounds that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has set for him. And the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh. And that's how the wicked man is going to be destroyed, man, by these ICBM missiles. All right, the Babylon, the great whore. Now the rest of the world is going to be hunted out. It's going to be hunted out by the saints of the Lord. This is Jeremiah 16:16. It says, "Behold, I send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them." All right, and that's what we're doing now. That's in this present time, because what we're doing is being fishers of men. We're bidding as many souls as we can to the marriage. All right, we're gathering the elect. It says, "And after I will send for many hunters." When is that time? All right, when we get redeemed. After America's destruction, the Lord is going to send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. And that's what we're going to do. All right, we're gonna hunt these Edomites because that is what their Lord has appointed. It says, "For mine eyes are upon all their ways, and they are not hid from my face, neither is there iniquity hid from my eyes." All right, because the Lord seeth everything. The Lord seeth all things. He see everything that goes on. All right. Like I said, 2nd Ezra 16. 2nd Ezra 16. Back to that real quick. 2nd Ezra 16 and 54. 54 says what? It says, "Behold, the Lord knoweth all the works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts." All right. And when you read the book of Proverbs, it says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. All right, but these elites, they think the Lord is not watching. All right, because they said, "Who knoweth us and who seeth us?" It says, woe unto you whose works are in the dark." All right, whose works are in the dark, and saith, "Who seeth us and who knoweth us?" You got some?
Yeah, the nigga with you go over the wall, talking about the missiles.
It's Joel. That's one in Joel. They shall run.
That's it, yeah.
Joel 2.
Yeah, I got it. Joel 2:9. He said, They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the walls, for they shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide in it?
Who can abide in it?
Man. Boy, that's, hey, like I said on that previous video, man, you know, hey, these are, who could read this, man, and not tremble, man. That's why our comfort has to come from knowing that we'll be delivered, man, Lord willing, you know, through Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man, and through our prayers, man, and praying that we other elect, man.
Let me read this real quick.
All right, go ahead.
He said, "Who can abide in the day of the Lord?" 2 Ezra 16 and 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot from a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that can quench it? Who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? See, the Lord is he's Alpha and Omega, man. There's nothing that can trump him. You know what I mean? Because he is the living power. He created everything. For by him everything is made, and without him there would be nothing that is made. You know. So how can you stand against a power like that?
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know?
Hey, and the other nations used to call him El Shaddai. El Shaddai. You know, he demon-like power.
Al-Shaddai.
Yeah, Al-Shaddai. Yeah, and he demon-like power, man. All right, because the other nation feared, man. Hey, even Esau feared, man. That's why he changed the image, changed the name of Yahweh Shah, man. All the other nations know, man. Once the Israelites get a hold of that name, come back to their heritage, man, that Yahweh Shah was going to deliver them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's one of the big reasons why so many names are put out there. You know what I'm saying? So many false
Strays.
doctrines and everything, man, because they knew if he got hold back to his and come back to his heritage, man, that Yahweh Shah, that the Lord, their God, was gonna come back and rescue them, man. All right, so as Yahweh Shah heard our cry in Egypt, man, he told Moses, man, I hear my people crying, man. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got something else?
That's all right.
All right, that's it. All right, with that, we give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Give honors to our elder apostles, GMS, from whom worthy of double honor. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, that's out there preaching this truth and sincerity, man, that's even risking your lives with the love of the gospel. Peace and blessings to you, Akwaf, out there that's learning in silence and whatever Yahweh Shah may find your hands to do. All right, shalom.
Shalom.